How's it going, guys? It's been a while since I made a video. This is a quick comparison video between the two newest bikes in the stable. On the left side is my buddy Doug's Suzuki M109R. It's a special edition bike. And on the right is my new bike, which is a Harley Davidson Lowrider S. On paper, these bikes are very, very different, and I wanted to do a quick video outlining the differences. I feel that these bikes are direct competitors, and I haven't seen anybody do a video comparing the two. And since I just happen to have possession of both these bikes, I thought this would be an excellent opportunity to do so. So let's get right into it. Cursory, looking at these two bikes, you'd say, well, the Harley's got 110 cubic inches and the Suzuki's got 109, so they're pretty close. But that's where the similarities end. The Suzuki actually has 127 horsepower and 118 foot-pounds of torque, and it makes those numbers at 3,200 RPM. The Harley, on the other hand, oddly only has 89 horsepower. It has 116 foot-pounds of torque, being like 2 less than the Suzuki, but it makes it at 300 higher RPM, that'd be at 3,500 RPM. The one advantage that the Harley has over the Suzuki is it's 75 pounds lighter. The Suzuki is 750 pounds wet, where the Harley is 674, I believe. So there is a pretty significant weight advantage. Also, the Harley has a 6-speed transmission, where the Suzuki only has 5. We have not run these bikes against each other yet. That's going to be coming up in a future video. But I'd be very curious to see how these bikes are going to run against one another. I really, really love my Harley, and I really want Harley to take the win on this one, because I do believe that this is the greatest Harley Davidson that the company has produced in a long time. And I think if any bike has a shot to take out the Japanese, it's this bike here. I should also say that the Suzuki is shaft driven, where the Harley Davidson is a belt drive. Suzuki says that they designed the shaft drive with straight cut gears to handle the immense amount of torque, and although I'm sure it works fantastically, it is noisy as hell. This bike makes so much gear whine in first and second gear, it is ridiculous. I know there are a lot of guys out there that like that. They like the gear whine, gives them some kind of supercharger sound or something. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I don't care for it. I don't like it. But that's just my personal preference. I still like the Suzuki. I should mention that I do like the Suzuki. It's a great bike. I just like my Harley Davidson a lot more. And I'm not like some kind of super Harley Davidson fanboy or anything like that. I just, I like what I like. The things that people pick apart about Harley Davidsons, those imperfections, I actually just like. And I think that's how it is with Harley guys. You either love them or you hate them, and I love them. I like the transmissions on the Harleys. I like all that stuff. So, that just is a quick look at the differences statistically between these two bikes. We are going to run them against each other. We do have to get them registered, titled, all that good stuff. My buddy Doug, he had to sell his bike in order to take this one from me, so I bought the bike just because we got a really good deal on it. And he just sold his bike, so now he can get this one from me. I'm doing the payoff on that bike with the last owner, so it's going to be a couple of weeks before the title comes in and I can register mine. I may do some upgrade videos on the Harley before I get a chance to run the two and do that video. I don't know which one will come first, but we'll see. The Harley's already got some pretty good customizations done to it. It's got the slip-on Vance & Hines pipes. Got custom mirrors. It's got a little bag up here with some road supplies in there. It does have forward controls done. The Suzuki is bone stock with the exception of a Corbin seat system, which has a backrest. It also has the factory, cowling for the Solo, and it does have a windscreen. Both these bikes have the exact same mileage on them, right around 1,600 and change, despite the Suzuki being a 2012. Oh, I did do carbon fiber wrapping on the front forks. just to kind of tone down some of that raw metal. I was bored, and while Doug's waiting for the bike, I kind of threw him a freebie. I did a little piece up here as well on the handlebar. Liquid cooled bike, air cooled. Here's a bone I do have to pick with the Harley. You know, since we're being fair here, this bike is air cooled, but it doesn't even have an oil cooler on it. Now, I know they say you don't need it, but kids, this is a $20,000 Dyna. Don't you think it should have an oil cooler on there for that kind of money? I mean, they did a great job with the bike. I mean, and the upgrades, the emulsion shocks, everything's fantastic. But come on, guys, should have an oil cooler on it. This is South Florida. It gets upwards of 98, 99 degrees. The humidity is ridiculous. Lots of traffic here. So this bike has got to be able to stay cool any way it can. I got to get an oil cooler on this thing ASAP. I did order Lucky Dave's step seat for this with the double stitch diamond pleat with gold stitching. That's going to be just absolutely badass. 2-inch riser extensions from LA Choppers to bring the bars up. I am putting a Harley Davidson quarter fairing on there because it's going to give me some storage behind here instead of the block off plate that's on this. And I'll be able to tuck this bag and some other things inside the fairing a little better. I did get blackout lenses front and rear with LED bulbs for the signals. I do want to do the wraparounds on the fork tubes, but I want to wait until I get the fairing changed out to see how that's going to lay out. I put a phone holder here. It's got custom mirrors. Otherwise, it's pretty much stock here. So that's it, guys. Looking forward to running these two bikes against one another and letting you guys get a taste of which one is going to come out ahead of the other. These are two very different bikes, and to each their own. Everything I'm stating here is just my personal opinions, and of course Doug, I'm sure, will have his own personal opinions because that's his bike. No way am I going to be biased towards the Harley, even though I do love the bike and it is mine, and I want Harley to come out the win. I will be very fair in this comparison. I should also state that I do like the Suzuki. I do like it a lot. I just like my Harley more. It's just more my flavor, my personal taste, but the Suzuki is a great bike. It is a little bit bigger. I find it a little awkward to maneuver around in tight spaces, although this is not exactly a small bike. I do very quickly, sitting on it, notice the 75-pound difference. I can feel that right away. So I will keep it fair, guys. I will keep it very fair. So stay tuned, and we'll get those videos out to you. Take care.